Hi guys, it's Drew here. Long time, no video. Culprit computer, cam software being ridiculous, and my camera shit itself. So the camera on my phone shit itself, as well as my computer. So it's kind of like a little mini retrograde in like a month, but it was fantastic because hell, I got stuff done. Um, so I started university, I think it was just at the start of July, my second semester, and I'm going strong. I've only taken 3 days off, and most of those days have been sick days. Or one day where I forgot that I had to get lady products and could not go into the city to do schooling. So I took the day off. But it's been great. I love the course. I'm not too fond of the amount of assignments that we have to do, but I'm still loving it, and I'm still here, guys. I'm still here. So I thought today I would talk to you a little bit about my experience with One Journal July, and wanted to show you a new book that I have, and I am considering, very much so, doing weekly updates about it as I go through it. I watched Burgess Taylor and her videos around Julia Cameron and how she used the artist way as a journey and kind of vlogged it, and I kind of want to do that. I'm thinking about doing it, so if you guys are interested, I'll probably end up doing it anyway if I feel like it, but if you guys want to follow along or get the book or whatever, it's gonna just be random. Like, if you watch my videos, you can enjoy the process along. I'm not going to host it or anything like that. I'll just probably share my experiences with it. So I thought I'd get that one out in the open. So I bought The Artist's Way by Julia Cameron. I have some Julia Cameron books already. I have The Sound of Paper, which I'm working my way through. I really only picked that one up when I feel like using it. I have The Right to Write, which I have read countless times. It was actually one of the first writing books that I had or I borrowed from the library as a teenager, and it actually very much inspired me. So I have a very mixed relationship or thoughts around Julia Cameron in my old age, and I tried to read The Writing Diet again, and I'm going to be giving that book away because it just doesn't work for me. I like cookies and I like chips and I like healthy food and I like all kinds of things, and constantly thinking about food at the moment is not working for me. So I just stripped it back, and I'm just going to be doing what I know and feel best, which is when I'm creating, when I'm looking after my body consciously, when I'm just doing the things that make me feel good and being serious about it but also fun and playful, that's what works for me. So yeah. Anyway, so I got The Artist's Way, and let me tell you guys, I have been meaning to get this for a while, as I probably just mentioned. A while meaning every time I go into the bookshop, I go to pick it up and I put it down. I don't know whether it's the price, because I paid full price for it and it was $35 full price. And I kept telling myself, no, you'll get it online. And every time I had the chance to get it online, I didn't. And I'm a very big believer in purchasing books when you feel guided to them, when it's the right time. And it felt like the right time at the moment, because I'm going through some really weird shifts and uncoverings. And because I'm at uni and wanted to do something creative as well, I want to start doing The Artist's Way. And it's a course in discovering and recovering your creative self. And in the past 2 days since doing morning pages again, and I used to do morning pages a lot when I first found Julia Cameron, and I kind of go out of it and then come back to it and come out of it. Since the 2 days of having like sort of a precursor before reading this book of doing the morning pages, I have been extremely creative. I've also kind of had the balance of that. So I've had good productive creative and kind of creative destruction. So recognizing the shadows that are rising to the surface and my behaviors from being able to experience the positive side of things. I don't know how to explain it, but it's like kind of like I've been moving with the justice, like weighing those two up, and things are coming up and sort of working what needs to stay and what needs to go. So 5 minutes already into this video and I've rambled about The Artist's Way, but I look forward to that. And if you have read that book, please let me know about your journey and your experience, or if you've read any book like it, or any of Julia Cameron's other works. I'd love to hear about your experience. So with One Book July, I'm going to leave my video down below so I don't explain to you like all over again exactly what I did. But I basically chose one journal, and I did it one journal July. So I used the One Book July like the premise, and said one journal July. And my goal was to take a big pile of journals from my bedside that I use for everything. Like I just have so many that I think I have a couple of them here. Like I had all these ones beside my bed plus more, and they were just journals. They were just my everyday journals, everything journals. Plus I had my dream book and meditation book as well beside my bed. So I wanted to just see if I could ease myself back into using one journal, because primarily I have had a sort of topsy-turvy relationship with journals as well. Sometimes I get into this mood, and it had been like that for months and months and months, where I will just write, and then, almost near the end, I'll start a new one. And then I went through a very, very long period of time, which I actually enjoyed much more, with committing myself to using one journal and then seeing it to the end. So I'd write started, finished, and then I'd move on to my next one. And I'm just going to see how far back it goes, because July was the 7th month. Actually, I think I started this in July. Yes, I did. I won't show you what I wrote because that's private, but I started in July, and I think July stopped about roughly about here. So I didn't write as much, and that's mainly because I am not writing every day. When I don't have uni or whatnot, I tend to write every day, but because I have had uni, it's like having shift work. None of my classes are at the same time. They're all at night or day, or night or day, and it's kind of just like waking up and eating and make sure I'm like doing everything else, and tarot and all that sort of stuff. So I've been trying to just go when I can every day, just try. If I can't, just a sentence. But when I have my days off, I try and dedicate a couple of hours to journal work and tarot work. You may also know from watching that video that I sort of started using a traveler's notebook. I have two. I have this one's like, I guess you could say the real one, the legit Midori. And this is a Fodori that I got offline. I actually love this one a lot better, and I also am starting to sort of like this one, but I don't use them in probably the way that they're supposed to be used. These are more like carry cases for me for my inserts, and I don't really have a system to my insert. I've realized this month, and this is whole part of One Book July, was figuring out which system worked for me. I used this for like 2 days, and then I went to my bullet journal, and that works better for me because I have all my school stuff and everything in there. It didn't work at all. I've tried to use a system like this several times in these notebooks, but what I do like, and I don't think I have it, but if I just showed you an example, I would take this whole insert out, and I just use the insert. And I do tarot stuff or tarot journals or writing or whatnot, and then when I would be finished with that notebook, then I'd put it in here as a keepsake. But if I was going out, I would bring it with me, because sometimes I like to have like all my tarot stuff or all my writing stuff in one little notebook, and that's what I'm thinking about using it for. And I was kind of inspired by Burgess Taylor's video on her story Bible, her writing Bible, sorry. Like, it's writing binder kind of thing. It's made out of Midori. I'll link the videos below. and I really like that. I probably wouldn't use it in the same way because I have different needs, but because I use Scrivener now and I actually have like folders like this and like folders of lots of stuff to type up, and I like it that way. I like it to have a digital and a 3-ring binder, I guess you can say. But I thought for like journaling about writing, prompts, like the tutorials that I'm taking, some notes from lectures as well. Like I do have a notebook that is full of lecture notes and class notes, but there's little bits and pieces and gems that I find in the classroom that I'd like to put into a separate book. So it would kind of be like a writer's journal, me talking about my process, what works, what doesn't, having goals, having intentions, having word counts, that kind of thing, as more opposed to what I would use those for is the actual project binder, the story binder. Whew, I seem to be talking very fast. Maybe I'm really excited. So those are what I use these for. So what do you guys use your Midoris for if you have any? And have you thought about getting one? Do you use the blank notebooks? Do you use them as a system, or do you use them like me as more like a wallet for your inserts? I am considering getting, not getting rid of this, but selling this one. I like it. I do. I like the feel of it. I like the inside of it. There's nothing wrong with it, like structurally or anything like that. But I just don't use it. I really don't. And if I am thinking about getting another one, but I want to get one that's the size for the moleskin cahiers. I always call them cashiers, and my ex is like, that's not how you say it, but I'm like, cashier notebooks are tasty. They have words that I can eat in them, and I like that. So I'm a bit in a weird mood today, but yeah. So I want a thicker one, and I think I have some Kahir notebooks. Of course, I have some Kahir notebooks. I'm an addict. I collect them. Every time I get paid, I end up buying more. Now I have a whole drawer full of them, and yeah. So kind of like this size. I would like to get a Midori notebook or a Fodori that's this size. So again, if you are a traveler's notebook Fodori lover and you know any sellers who create great ones that this size notebook can fit in, I would die for one of those. Not literally die, but I would really like one because I can see myself using a system with those books. But I still love the inserts. I'm actually going to be purchasing some more blank inserts as well because I love the size of them. Actually, you know what? I'm going to get up and you're going to see me in my nightgown and it's going to be okay. You know, we won't run screaming into the night. We'll be okay. I'm just going to go get a couple more and show you what I mean. I think this video is just going to be about notebooks and I'll talk about tarot later. Let's see. Very impromptu. You guys can click off if you feel like you need to. Let's dance with notebooks tonight. Gotta love these notebooks. This is what happens when you have sugary drinks at 8 o'clock at night. Okay, so I think I've showed these ones before, but for example, like this is my old Morrigan journal. I'd like to come back to this at some point as well. I just don't like the craft paper. So I'm not really fond of that. So I kind of use that for a while, but I'm not fond of the craft paper. Oh no, the crow. And then I started this one to go along with the deck that I bought. And I always keep these journals because I never know when I'm going to start wanting to use them again. And this was a thing I created on my blog a very long time ago that kind of failed because I fail at consistency sometimes. And so it's just a dream journal. I would use the dream cards, and I would kind of try and remember a dream with these things in them. And it's something I want to do again at some point as well, create an actual proper dream journal for me, like a dream diary more thing, like a something I can refer back to. And then, oh, and I have my Demeter one, which I'm going to come back to and be writing a book about, an ebook. So I've got a lot of writing on that, a lot of plans, and a lot of things to do with that. So that was, and that's probably going to be next year, next winter, next autumn and winter when I go onto my shadow side sort of thing. And then this is the one I started again today. I love the size of these. Like, I don't know what it is. It's just the perfect size. Maybe it's because I don't have a tarot card with me, but you could almost like put a tarot card on the cover and things like that. It's just very thin, and they're fantastic for challenges. So I wrote a little bit about sodalite, like how it wants to work with me, and I use this a little bit for some notes about the Thoth tarot. And then I decided to put it down for a while because I wasn't really using it. And then today I decided to bring it out and turn it into a little writer's notebook. So I just got my writing goals, or the things that I really wanted to get done in the next 2 months, and some Scrivener tutorials and tips. Those were just my notes that I wrote down for ideas for myself, and then I put other people's ideas down the bottom. So, and then I had a little doobity-doo where I wrote my word count for yesterday. I'm trying to write 1k a day, but another idea, great idea, and I kind of do this anyway, but it was kind of validated, I guess you can say, by Burgess Taylor's, is, you know, having days where you just focus on your novel, but you're not writing the actual words, if that makes sense to you guys. So it's like, you might create a Pinterest board, or you might write a scene, or you might do some character work, or anything that's still within the confines of your novel, but you're not actually writing on the manuscript. Days like that, especially when I am ill, because I have a bit of a chest, like a chesty infection at the moment, and I haven't really wanted to sit too close to the window because it's winter and it's very cold, so I've just been doing a lot of stuff on my bed, and yeah, it's been fun. And so those are the kinds of books that I want more of. And I'll just show you guys, because, you know, this is probably going to be a really rambling video. Like, this is some of the other notebooks I have in use, sketchbooks and notebooks. I just have way too many, but that's fine. I love it. I really do. They each have a purpose, and some more here. And I have some newer ones below there. And then I have more. Where is it? If I just move a little bit. Oh, sorry. I don't really like watching videos where they're spinning their cameras around either. But anyway. As you can imagine, I have lots of notebooks on the go. Oh, and yeah, this section over here at the moment is my sort of inspiration board for my noveling, the next process. And yeah, and so I'll be doing that. And so I guess you can see by the video that the planner side of one book July, or one journal July, did not work at all, but the actual journaling did. I really enjoyed the process of just using one journal. As soon as July was finished, I picked up my dream and meditation journal, but I haven't used it. I've still been using that journal and a variety of different notebooks for different purposes. Like I said, I pulled out this one today to experiment with, and I just love playing with journals. So what is next for August? August, I'm just going to continue to use that journal and this one, and play around with some other materials as well, like my sketchbooks, and do some drawing. And I'm actually, like I said, currently using Scrivener to do some writing and taking notes down, because I have many many novel notebooks that I need to literally sit down and write all the notes out of because they're everywhere. My ideas, my brainstorms, things about different characters, they're all in like 3 or 4 books, and they are not organized at all. They're just done as they came up, and trying to find that information it's not fun. It's not fun. So yeah, I will make a smaller video about tarot later on once I sort of get my bearings. And I'll just say very briefly that in terms of like tarot